What's up, everybody? Hello, long time no talk. Welcome to the George Mossey Show. It's been a minute. We've had some issues. I think I posted yesterday. I told you guys Cara was having some issues watching the show, and she's got some other stuff going on. So yeah, we've had some stuff going on, but we're here, and we're gonna talk some 90 Day this week. It's been a hot minute since we've spoken. But Gina and I are gonna break down some 90 Day with y'all because why not? Right? It's been a minute. Back into the last episode from the end and of Happily Ever After, which thank God, right? I feel like we're taking one for the team. What's up?
Hello.
How are you
today?
What?
No gym day today. We're early.
No gym? Oh wow! I feel like that's a bad thing for you. Like, are you like Dylan, the guy from The Other Way? Like, do you have to go to the gym and you have to eat exactly 379 calories and exactly 1 cup of rice at every meal? Are you that bad?
No comment.
I
No
think you.
comment.
I'm not judging. I'm not judging because the guy Dylan, I want to look like him. I just don't want to eat like him or live like him. So that's why I don't. But I'm
Okay,
not.
to be very quick, this is my breakfast. It's Greek yogurt with half a scoop of protein powder and homemade turkey chili for lunch and dinner. I'll squeeze in a protein bar and a protein, if necessary, and I have a chocolate craving and a shake. And I put it in my coffee, the protein shake, like one of those like Fairlights or whatever. I know it tastes like a mocha.
Do you eat the same thing every day though?
Yes.
See, I need a little more adventurous in my life. Like I can't just eat turkey breast every day for the rest of my life. Like
It
it's
was it was almost it's almost every day. Monday to Friday, I definitely stick to that routine. Weekends, I'll have protein pancakes. This Saturday, I had like a burrito bowl from like a Spanish restaurant near my place. So yeah.
so so Jasmine went into labor on this episode. Wait, did you freeze?
Then
Oh, you're still here. I thought you froze. So Jasmine
I
went
thought
into
you
labor.
froze.
Oh, is it me? Is it my internet?
It was you. But we're back, we're back, we're back. So
Oh,
Jasmine went
oh.
into labor.
Yeah, Jasmine went into labor, which, Shibuti and I told everybody about this last year. No, not last year, but like earlier this year. So we finally got to see,
March.
yeah, in March, we finally got to see her go into labor in this episode. And apparently, Gino and Jasmine are having like divorce filing wars because apparently, so Gina, I didn't know this. So if you live in two different states, the person who files first gets jurisdiction of the case, meaning that they can have the case presided in their town or city or state where they live. So Jasmine lives in Florida, Gino lives in Michigan.
Michigan.
And apparently they're both filing because both of them want to take, what do you call this, jurisdiction. So apparently Jasmine says that she's been serving Gino at his house. He won't accept the papers. And then she posted in the newspaper that she filed for a divorce from Gino. And then Gino has been trying to serve Jasmine and they're both avoiding it. So what happens? That's my question, Gina. What happens if you can't serve the people? And like who does it? Because at this point, Gino is definitely avoiding Jasmine's serving of the divorce filings because he doesn't want to have to fly back and forth to Florida because once it's filed, that court owns jurisdiction and then you have to show up. Not showing up to court can
I
be
say
detrimental.
let the courts decide who filed it first and let them talk amongst each other because it's above my pay grade, basically.
Well, Gino's lawyer, I think Shibuti posted the other day, and I think TMZ posted it too, claims that they filed in July and Jasmine filed in August. But
Yeah.
filing isn't the key. The key is you have to serve the person with the papers. That's what makes it filing.
Official.
Yeah, and so far nobody's been served. But Gina, can I ask a question? So what took them so long to file for divorce? Because their relationship has been for over 2 years. So if you were married and your husband moved out and was living with another woman and he got another woman pregnant, would you just stay married to him for a couple of more years?
No, but I think, and I could be wrong, I think this was all because let's keep going, let's keep going, let's keep going because we're bringing in TLC money.
Did you hear? This is another thing. All of this is alleged, by the way. I don't have proof. But they said that in the filing, Gino is requesting all of the money that Jasmine earned from 90 Day Fiance filming because she does not currently, or did not currently at the time, have a work permit. So if they were paying her and she was accepting the money, that would essentially be against the law because she had not yet gotten her. You know, when you get your work permit and your green card, those are separate. So it's possible that you could have your green card, you can stay here, but you still can't work, or vice versa. There's no real time set on when you get them. You can get them at the same time, you can get them at different times. Gino is claiming that she was working here in the US filming because that's considered working. And so the money that she made should go to him and not her. Do you agree with that? Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't make sense. I'm a Gino fan. Like I have no issues with Gino, but in this case, because of the fact that she earned that, if she's claiming that she earned that money and Gino never gave it to her, or I don't know what's going on with that, or she has that money belongs to her, basically, because that was her part in the TLC. I don't think he has any right to that part of her money.
But if she didn't have a work permit, because 90 Day Fiance, they do pay everybody, but in some cases, some people are not allowed to accept the money. So, for instance, somebody might take the money on another person's behalf, and they cash the check or whatever, and then they give the other person their share, which is not quite legal. But this happens, right? It happens. I'm not calling out nobody for doing anything wrong. But at the end of the day, if she was filming here and getting paid for it, but they had to pay him, for instance, because he was legally able to work, and then he gave her the money, then you're probably right. It's hers. If they gave it to him in his name and he gave it to her, then it's no longer money that she worked.
It's not in his possession anymore, right?
Right. Like, it's a gift.
And you know what? Like, out of not a Jasmine fan at all. We all know this. My God, she is the snake of all snakes. But if she worked and earned that money and was on the show, she deserves that money. She did a job poorly, but you know what I mean? Like, she earned that money. She's not working for free, right? She's pushing her cameos. She's pushing her OF, right? Like, she's hustling, right, for whatever money can come in. If she's worked for that money, she ain't working for free.
So I have another question. So we know that she's been doing cameos and she's been doing OnlyFans, and this was way before she had her work permit, and she was doing that in the United States. Do you think immigration would hold it against her that she was self-employed before she was legally allowed to be self-employed?
No, because I think there's many people in the United States that are self-employed without the proper paperwork, right? And like whether it be roofers, contractors, or whatever, she was a contractor basically, or a hairdresser.
But how do you pay taxes if you're not legally able to work? Like I have like a million
many questions.
Because they send you a 1099 and they also send a copy of that 1099 to the IRS. So if you're not supposed to be working, you would think a red flag would be flown somewhere at some point, right? And maybe the IRS, maybe immigration, who knows? But you would think like if someone's not legally allowed to work and then they get a 1099 saying they made $100,000, that would be a red flag. Because, Jasmine's not making pennies. She's making a lot of money on Cameo and OnlyFans.
There has to be something where she is filing her taxes. Because let's face it, if she wasn't filing her tax, some sort of tax, whether maybe there's like an immigration pay your tax. I don't know how it works. But she would be arrested and charged, just like the situation.
That was my thought too. So some people are saying that they believe that there's more going on between Gina and Jasmine. They think that Jasmine is not still on the K-1 visa. They think that she's here for some other reason. Like people are saying, because if the story, the way we saw it play out on TV is true, she couldn't possibly be on a K-1 visa because a lot of people are saying what she did would be considered fraud, allegedly, right? Because they're saying Well, she came here, and within 3 months of getting here, she moved out of Gino's house and moved into Matt's house and was sleeping with Matt and then got pregnant by Matt. And then, like, a lot of people are saying if it played out the way they want us to believe it played out, then she's not doing everything legally. But I think that there's things behind the scenes that we don't know.
Exactly.
Like,
And remember, this is reality TV.
well, right. Some people are saying
Reality.
she's here on a work permit. That's what some people are saying. They're like, she's here on a work permit. That's how she's allowed to work. And, you know, it doesn't matter if she has a green card through Gina or not because she's here on a work permit. And as long as she's making money and working under that work permit, they can't do anything to her.
Yeah, because like she's not like living like off of like Social Security. She's not living off. She's living within her. Like she's not getting money from any government source.
Right. True. That's true. Well, Lana says he can go after her for money in the divorce. Well, that could be because they got married in Michigan and they didn't sign a prenup. And it could be whatever money they made while they were together. Technically, any money they made from the day they got married to today, because they're still legally married, that would be considered money that they made in that marriage.
Together.
Yeah, so that could be scary too because, you know, Jasmine is making a lot more money than Gino.
This is just going to be messy. It's going to be such a messy divorce.
He's already
But I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to grab my popcorn and I'm going to sit and watch.
He already said he won his $80,000. Gino wants his $80,000. So I wouldn't be surprised in the divorce. He's like, well, give me the $80,000.
$80,000 plus lawyer fees and plus everything else that has accumulated.
I feel like he should get a little pain and suffering because, you know, we've been dragging Gino for a couple of years now. Like, we've been dragging him because, you know, and the funny part is I blame Gino. Like, you know how people say it's a 70-30? 70% I blame on Jasmine, but I put 30% on Gino because he let this go on for too long.
I say 60-40.
64, and I mean, I think Jasmine is mostly at fault.
Yes, most definitely. But Gino had the opportunity to leave. He never left. He agreed to this open marriage. Like, we all knew what was going to happen when you have an open marriage. So
well,
it's just like you're old enough to know the difference between am I being stupid or am I like, you know, like no one's going to protect you but yourself. Look what has happened with his family. Except for Uncle Marco and his nephew. They've all turned on him and went through the J Canal.
That's weird. I don't know. Like, my family, we're ride or die. Like, my family is going to be with me. We ride together or we don't ride at all. So the fact that Gino's family has turned on him, that's wild to me because we ride with people, whether they're right, wrong, or everything in between. We ride with our blood. So the fact that Gino's family let him out to dry like that, that's wild. And with family like Gino's, I always said you don't really need enemies. Your enemy is related to you. Like,
exactly.
If that's how your family is going to treat you, you don't even need haters or enemies. Your family lives with you. They grew up with you. They share the bloodline with you. They're at the family reunion. They're at Thanksgiving dinner. Like, that's wild. Oh, so Brandon and Julia announced their pregnancy on this episode. Also, by the way, I forgot to mention, we're one episode away. Next Sunday is the finale of Happily Ever After. Did you ever find out if there's a 3-part or a 2-part? Because we were talking.
I don't know. Like, like when we were on yesterday's podcast with Shabuti, like, I was just like, wait, is there 3 episodes? Because IMDb said there, like, it didn't say tell all. It just said it went until the end of November.
See, when I looked it up, it said there was 20 episodes total for Happily Ever After. And I think tomorrow, Sunday is going to be episode 18. And then that would leave 2 episodes to make the 20. That's what I saw the last time I looked online, but that was weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So now I don't know.
Well, I sent you the screenshots, right? Like, you can see where I'm like, okay, is this going to be, we're going to go through a 3-part torture? Do we really need this?
It's not necessary because we know what Brandon and Julia, we already know what they're having. Like, we know that they're, like, there's not really anything that we need to talk about. And Georgie and Darcy's situation, no matter what you watch on the show, I don't know how many of y'all use TikTok. Every time I'm on TikTok, every time I scroll through my timeline, Darcy and Georgie and Stacy are all on TikTok live together, doing battles, getting gifts. So for people that claim that they can't stand to look at each other, they sure as hell are on TikTok Live 24/7 together, every single day. There hasn't been a day that I opened TikTok where I didn't see Darcy and Georgie on TikTok getting a bunch of money for gifts on their live. So if you hate each other, it's a little hard to believe, because when I hate somebody, we're not going on TikTok Live together. We're not hanging
Oh, you're
out.
getting blocked.
Right.
You'll
We're not
know.
hanging out. If I happen to see you in public, you might need to run. So believe what you want to believe, but they get along just fine because I see them on TikTok Live nightly. And they make a lot of money too. I was talking to somebody the other day, Tim, and a lot of people on TikTok are making like between $800 and $2,000 a month from doing TikTok lives. And I didn't realize it
That's
was that.
why everyone from Love Island hops on Twitch or like TikTok.
So let me give you a example. Somebody, I'm not going to put names out there, but somebody did a live the other day, and they were on live for 1 hour and 27 minutes, and at the end of the live, they had made $146. So if you think about it, an hour and a half, $146, they're making
$180, like almost $190 for an hour and a half.
Yeah. So it's more than a job could pay you, right? No job is paying you $80 an hour to sit there and look at the screen and talk to people. So my thought process is Tim has way more viewers. Yeah, Tim makes a lot of money. I think, you know what? Me and Tim were on live the other day and we were talking about it. Tim does really well. The funny part is he wasn't making no money on Facebook until I fixed it for him. And now he's making all types of money. So shout out to Tim. I fixed that for you. But so my next thing is, Gina, when are we going to start going on TikTok Live every day? Because I feel like...
Oh my God, I don't think I can do it every day. I heard like...
$146 a day, like per live. Like, I think that we might need to start doing it. Because when I go live on IG, I make like 67 cents. So I think that TikTok might be the way to go. I think that we're missing our mark here. And so...
We'll go on TikTok Live and I'll be doing my gym session to motivate you to do your gym session.
I mean, let's just try it, right? Let's try it. We probably won't make as much as these people do because they have more followers and stuff, but...
Yeah, I am hardly on TikTok. I have like maybe 3 followers.
Even if it pays for my Starbucks every week, that I spend like $100 on
every week?
Yeah, so even if it pays for my Starbucks, that would be worth it for me because it's expensive. The drinks that I like are expensive. They don't...
And full of sugar. George has diabetes in a cup.
I like things that taste good. You probably eat chicken breast all day. Like, I like things that taste good. So, yeah, okay, so let's jump over to the other way, right? I think we saw, or we talked about everything that happened.
Oh, in case anybody's wondering, Julia is expecting her baby on December 1st.
Oh, I was wondering. Oh, December 1st.
Yeah.
And it's a girl, right?
Amazon, right? According to the Amazon registry. And I hate to bring this up, but I brought it up yesterday. And I don't know if you all noticed, but where was the car seat in Jasmine and Matt's car? It was in a box.
Oh, yeah. So they didn't take it out of the box before they went to the birthing center. And, yeah, I think that's really crazy because when you have a baby, there's a million things going on. But I've watched a lot. You know that show Unexpected? I used to watch that. I used to watch Teen Mom. I used to watch 16 and Pregnant. I watched
there used to be another show on TLC where like it would be like birth, like something birth or something like that. Like it was like a birthing show.
The one thing I learned is you're supposed to do everything ahead of time. You pack your bag ahead of time. You put your car seat together ahead of time. You strap it in ahead of time because...
George, I'm not even a mom and I know that.
Look, I was watching these teen mom shows when I wasn't even old enough to have kids. Like, I definitely know that you're not supposed to wait till the last minute. But no. we kind of watched Matt last night say how unprepared he was to be a father.
9 months to prepare.
Well, yeah, she's been pregnant for 9 full months, and I guess he didn't Google anything. He didn't go to Barnes and Noble. He didn't go to the library. He didn't go on the internet.
He could have like saw another dad with this car and asked him for advice. Like, make it make sense. But anyways, let's kind of move on to the next round of
Yeah, we're going into that.
craziness.
Okay, yeah. Next week on the finale, Matt's gonna propose to Jasmine, and I don't know if y'all saw the most recent post that she posted. She referred to Matt as her husband. Did you see that?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
So it's obviously a lie because in the state of Florida and the state of Michigan, you're not allowed to be married to two men at the same time. So she's obviously lying. So she's obviously lying.
I think that's for every state. Maybe
Is
Utah
it?
consideration, but in every state.
Probably. I think polygamy is frowned upon in most states, right?
Yeah.
You're right. I think it's frowned upon in most, if not all. No, I think it's all. It's all. I think in certain states you can get arrested for even trying it, and then some states it's just illegal. So, yeah, she referred to Matt as her husband, and that was the post that she put. And then he's proposing to her with like a little string next week. So we'll see how that goes. But again, Jasmine's married still, so she can't be married to two dudes at the same time, even though she would try. I feel like she would. I feel like she would definitely try it, but she can't. But we're gonna jump into the other way. So we got another situation with what's her name? Patia. Am I saying that?
Patia.
Patia's mother-in-law, soon to be mother-in-law, hates her, right? And again, we've had this conversation like 50,000 times. Dylan tells his mom about her issues. Like, so when he complains about her, he goes to his mom and he's like, oh, she spends all her money. She can't pay her bills. She's in debt. She might have to file for bankruptcy. That's not things that you want to tell your mom about a woman that you want to marry, because your mom is always going to have your back. She's always going to want you to be with someone that is going to help build you up. So him going to his mom and basically tearing her down is idiotic, and it's kind of evil, right? I feel like it's kind of evil.
See, here's the thing, what I think, right? Because he was in the United States for, what was it, 11, like a few years in Las Vegas. And basically, Patia went through bankruptcy. She went like bankruptcy claims and whatever. And now that we see where Dylan is right now today, his own house. We saw the inside of the house. It looks really nice. He's fixed it up like top notch. He's a handyman, basically. The mom doesn't want to see the same pattern reoccurring again. And then he has nothing again.
Well, at the end of the day, he chose to be with her. Like, he knew, and let's not forget that they've tried to live together multiple times in multiple countries. This isn't like them just figuring each other out and seeing how each other work. He's been with her and lived with her in multiple places, and it's never worked out. And I don't know if it's always been the financial thing. They never really got real technical on why they kept breaking up and moving back to their respective countries. They
Normally,
never really explained.
it's finances and religion.
Well, he hasn't
in
really.
Dylan's case, it's food.
Well, yeah. First of all, Gina, I'm really disappointed that they eat kangaroos in Australia. Like, I didn't know that they did that.
I said that in your tweet. Didn't Stephanie, the fart girl, like the fart in the jar girl, didn't she go to Australia and the girl that she was with, I forgot, with the rainbow hair, also ate kangaroo?
Why do they eat them? Like,
I don't know. Maybe it's like a cheaper piece of meat. I don't know. I don't know.
But
I don't
are
question
there
other
enough?
people's.
Are there enough of them, like, free in the wild that we should be eating them?
No, we. Who said we? But
I don't. I was
here.
very
Like here in North America, I think it's an exported meat, right? So it's very expensive. Where there, maybe they consider it like chicken, and like kangaroo's just cheaper.
But when I think of Australia, I think of kangaroos. So I don't know why I thought they held them. You know, like if you go to India, you think of a cow, and cows are held to a very high regard.
They're sacred.
So for some weird reason, me being uncultured, I just assumed, since when you think of the Aussie countries, the places in Australia, there's always like kangaroo crossing stuff. Like, I thought that they loved the animal. And I'm not saying that they don't love the animal, but eating it, I would never eat an animal that I love. right? Like I would never
I
do
don't
that.
know. I don't know. Like I said, like in many countries that we're not familiar with, like South Africa and Africa and like Australia, like they'll eat a lot of things that we wouldn't even put in our
No,
bodies.
you're right. You're right. I heard that in some countries people eat rabbits.
Hmm.
And I had several pet rabbits as a kid, so it's an automatic no for me. Like there's no chance.
And
Like no. And
frog legs is a good example, right? As well, because the
yeah.
French eat a lot of frog legs, right? And escargot and snails.
Yeah, all of that's a no for me. I mean, maybe I'm the weirdo. Maybe it's just me.
You're
Maybe
the
I'm a prude.
weirdo. You're the
Maybe I'm the
weirdo.
prude, but kangaroos, I go to the zoo. I remember, so I have this core memory when I was a kid. We went to the zoo on a school field trip, and I don't know how this happened, but they had like a smaller kangaroo, and I don't know how they got it tame enough, but they let us pet it. Once I can pet an animal, I'm not eating it. Like, I'm just being real. Like, once they let me pet an animal, I could never eat the animal. I have this core memory of like petting the kangaroo, and the kangaroo had like a little joey in its pouch. So when I saw that they were eating them tonight, it really struck a nerve. I was like, no, you
But
can't.
they all say like frog legs taste like chicken,
But see,
and
also, Gina, frogs are really ugly and gross.
I don't.
That that
As
makes it
as
a little. I'm not. No, I'm not eating it. But I'm saying that makes it a little less like hurtful because when I okay, so the other day I was taking the trash out, and where I live, whenever it rains, there's like frogs everywhere, frogs and lizards. I don't know where they come from. So I was taking the trash out, and I'm moving the trash can, like wheeling it, and I guess there's like a massive frog on the trash can, and I didn't see it, and it jumped on me. Like jumped on me. So I like grab it and I toss it. And I'm like, yeah, freak. So I don't like frogs. Okay. So if I hear people are chopping off their legs and eating them, I'm a little that's like, to each their
I'm
own.
just saying, different strokes for different folks, right?
That's
Like
like
there's people that eat duck. There's people that eat like
I won't
moose
eat a
and
duck.
deer.
I won't eat a duck. So the deer thing, I've never eaten deer in my life, but I'm not like against people eating it because where I used to live in Ohio, every year they had a time like over a couple of months because of the overpopulation. If you owned a gun, you were allowed to go out and shoot them because there were just so many we couldn't even drive because they would just be everywhere. I've had deer like in my front yard. I had deer like break my front window, the front bay window with their antlers eating on the bushes. So they used to be like I don't remember which months it was, but they would say if you have a gun, if you want to, you can shoot them, and if you
It's
want to eat it.
usually around this time, September, October.
Yeah, so I never did, but I had neighbors that would go out and shoot them and eat them or whatever. But I was like, okay, to each their own. I have hit deer with my car, and so there was an overpopulation. I didn't realize there was an overpopulation of kangaroo in Australia. So I don't know. I've always been a fan of what was that guy's name? Steve Irwin. Remember the
Yeah,
crocodile? What they called him, the crocodile hunter, right?
yeah. I thought you were gonna say Crocodile Dundee.
In love with animals like him, and I didn't realize that people
But
were
look what
eating.
happened to him.
Well, yeah, his love for animals. That he loved
That
them
was his downfall.
a little too much. That man used to like go and pick up pythons. He loved them a little too much, but I just didn't realize that they were eating them over there. Like it struck me, and I was just like, damn. Now I kind of hate Australia a little bit now. Like
Mhm.
I don't want them to be eating the kangaroos of all the animals because there's ugly animals. Ugly animals eat as many as you want, right? I'm not gonna fight you if it's ugly or like a bear if it's gonna eat. I feel like if it'll eat you, you can eat.
Did There you are. I think you froze again.
Yeah, what's going on with my internet?
I don't know. I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, oh, there you are. Okay, well, we know George's stance. He will not eat anything that's cute and fuzzy.
No, please, I don't. Okay, so all right, so let's move on. So next time we see Patya and Dylan, they're gonna go shopping for furniture. So we're gonna do
And
that.
I can almost guarantee she's going to pick the most expensive thing in the store. Hello.
Okay. Can you see? Can you
It's
see? I don't know what's going on.
yeah.
I don't know. It's raining really bad here. It might have something to do with it. I don't know what's going on with my internet.
I
But
just said she's gonna pick the most expensive item in the store. Oh my god. Maybe. No, for
maybe.
sure. Let's place our bets right now. And it's gonna be a huge argument in the store. And he's gonna be like, no, let's go with the cheaper thing. And she's gonna be like, no, I want the more expensive thing. We already know how this is gonna play out, people.
Well, I think that. Well, were you surprised when he said that he owned multiple properties? Because he's a stripper. Apparently, he owns multiple properties. He's a landlord and he's a plumber. It kind of seems like he has a lot of money, right? Like, why does it? Because but he keeps talking as though money is something that he doesn't have.
See, once you have a lot of it and you invest in it, you know the value of it and how hard you've worked to have it. You may or may not want the finer things in life, but you know how to budget accordingly.
I mean, yes. I just want to also say that the way that he transformed that place where they were in, he does a really good job renovating. Because when they showed the before of the house and then the after, that house was beautiful on the inside.
And when someone can do it themselves and do the work themselves, they're saving a ton of money. So he probably buys like fixer-uppers for super dirt cheap and fixes it up and bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, I mean, I think that she's definitely the type of person that lives beyond her means, and that's gonna always be an issue between the two of them. Because he definitely,
Exactly. She's a 58-year-old retired stripper.
yeah, she lives beyond her means, and it's gonna be hard. But you know the saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, right? Like how's he gonna teach a 58-year-old retired stripper that she needs to live within her means? I feel like at this point in life, she is who she is, right? Like I
Yeah,
feel.
he's the one who's basically 58 and she's 28, basically.
Well, his face makes him look old. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
we were established
Like
that.
tonight's episode, like his face makes him look really old. And also, I wanted to know how old his mom was because I want to know how close in age his mom is to Patia.
Oh,
But they didn't say. He didn't
no.
say.
They didn't
So
even show it.
I know.
She
So
might be younger.
I was a little disappointed because I was like, "Ooh, I want to see how this works." You remember Jenny and Submit's mom? That was the first thing that they did was give them their ages, so we knew who was older, so we could be messy. But they didn't give us his mom's age, so we don't know if Patsy is actually older than his mom, the same age as his mom, younger than his mom. We don't know, and I kind of think he's the only child. Didn't he say he was the only child?
I can't remember.
Because he never mentioned brothers or sisters, and he kept mentioning his mom. So you would
And he's
think
very close to his mom, so
yeah,
obviously he was the only child.
could
The
be.
only child or the youngest?
Yeah, he's definitely the youngest. Because I was gonna say, with my mom, I'm the youngest, so I'm the one that people always knew about. And then the other two, they were like, "You have brothers or sisters?" They're like, "Yeah, but I was the favorite one, so everyone heard about me and knew
You
about
were
me."
the favorite because you were the boy, okay? Like,
No,
honestly.
there was another boy before me.
But you were the youngest boy.
I was the youngest. And you want to hear something hilarious? I have a brother who was born before me, and I was born after him, and my dad named me after him instead of my brother.
Oh, well then, I don't
So
know.
that's always been like
I know who's the favorite in my household, and it's
yeah.
definitely not me, and I'm the youngest.
What? Oh, I was the favorite. I was God's gift. I was the favorite.
No, I was just God's accident.
Oh, Coco Puff says you can't teach an old pussycat new tricks. Well, that's what I'm saying. If she's living beyond her means, she's gonna continue to live that way. She's pushing 60. She's not gonna change for him now.
No,
So
too little, too late.
I wanted to ask you of this couple, Dylan and Patia. Do you think that she's gonna stay in Australia and they're gonna
No,
actually get married? So you said
no,
no.
no.
What makes you say that?
Look how many times they've broken up and gotten back together, broken up and gotten back together. Like, I'd just be like, I'm done. Like, this is 11 years of like chaos. I'm absolutely done of going back and forth like a tennis match.
But do you feel like she feels like at her age she doesn't want to start over? Is that why she keeps going back to him?
That's not a him problem. That's a her problem, and she could have figured her shit out.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when somebody proposes to you and then takes the ring back and breaks up with you, that's when you need to leave that person alone. There's no
Exactly.
working it out because they're basically. And then tonight, did you catch it? He said, "I think a house is better than a ring." And I was like, "But the house." He
Depending on
said
the
that,
economy, yes,
but
it is.
Gina, the house is in his name, not hers.
It will never be in her name.
So how is it better? The ring is a promise that you're going to take care of her. The house is just somewhere he's allowing her to stay while he likes her. It's not the same. They're not the same at all. Because if he decides he's sick of her, he can have the law remove her from that house because it's not her house, it's his house.
True. But
So
it just depends on where you're living. I would prefer, where I live, I prefer a house over a ring.
well, because 1 bedroom, 1 bath where you live is $1 million. That's why. It's $1 million. A ring is what? $10,000. A 1 bedroom, 1 bath house is $1 million.
That's why I said I'd be satisfied with like a $100 ring. I'm like, that's why I said I'd rather have a roof over my head. Speaking of roofs, should we get into Matthew and Greta?
Oh yeah. So yeah, they were back this week and they went house hunting, rental house hunting. And it was funny because usually when we do the other way, that they take the American to the worst disgusting place possible to scare them. But they actually he took Greta to a really nice house, but the catch was it was like a family home and he wants to have kids right away.
In the country.
In the country, they away from the city, but it kind of seemed like everywhere in that, wherever they are in that part of, where are they, in England or
England.
Like in England, it seems like wherever they are, they're in the country. But he said it doesn't matter where they live as long as they have a car, which accurate. This is true. But she likes walkable cities. So she wants to live somewhere where she can walk to the grocery store, walk to the gym, and everything. But that's not the issue. The issue is he wants to have kids and she apparently doesn't want to have kids, which I think is something that you would want to discuss and understand before you move across the world. Why is he thinks she wants to have kids and she's saying that she doesn't want to have kids? That's something that you should have talked about a long time ago.
Well, like I said in your tweet, like, he's actually kind of growing on me, and I don't know why. Because she's the one that's grinding my gears. Because she acts like she's not materialistic, but she is. She is straight up materialistic. Like, I need a spa day, like, every week. No, I want to live in a more expensive place where we're going to live in a shoebox, basically, and pay double the price to what a house would cost. Like, are you crazy? More space equals more equity.
I mean, the house was a rental. They weren't going to buy it. But Matthew was like, I'd rather more space than too little space. And I agree. I would rather an extra bedroom for when somebody comes to visit than somebody sleeping in my bedroom. Like having too much space has never been an issue, right?
Exactly,
it's having too
because
little.
at least if you get sick of each other, you can go into another room. You don't have to sit there and tolerate each other.
So I wanted to ask you a question about them. Do you think that she's going to stay in England? Do you think they're going to get married?
Well, according to, I think it was Reddit, someone had saw her on the subway or something like that. So apparently she's still in Europe somewhere.
What?
But,
no way. She's still there.
Well, that's what I heard, or that's what was on
I wouldn't
the other
guessed,
podcast. Someone said that.
I wouldn't have guessed that she was still there.
In Europe. I'm not sure if that's the UK, but she's got such her face looks very it could be resemblance to somebody else, right? Like, her face is looks very common, like plain Jane.
Did you see the meme that Shavuti posted where she looks like the girl from Scooby-Doo?
Oh my God, yes.
Did you see it? Yeah, I saw that. I can't unsee it now. Now every time
I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
No, I don't like her. Like, he's growing on me. I don't know why, even though he lives with his parents, but who am I complaining other than mine? So, but she's just, She acts like something like I said earlier, materialistic. She left her cat. She's just going to England for like the freaking yammy, the freaking eggplant. She's just going there to get some D down, and that's it, basically. Like how you, I have not heard her talk once about her cat
Yes, she hasn't
since
brought
she's
up the
left,
cat. You're right.
or
That
checked
makes
in
me
on the
mad.
cat.
Nah, that makes me mad. You're right. She hasn't even like. Well, maybe she has been FaceTiming the cat, but they
We
haven't
don't know
like.
Mangoes. We say like, oh, I talked to whatever the cat's name is, or like I talked to the owners of the cat. Like, do something. But no, all she cares is about getting her massages, living in a small shoebox, and getting deed down.
No, you're right. You're right. I mean, she's not. I'm not a
Hey,
fan.
Cam.
Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Bestie. I'm not a fan. Anybody that leaves their cat is like a biatch to me because I love cats. I have a little kitten right now who is obsessed with me. I can't even go to the bathroom. It like chases me around. Like, so the idea that you can just tell that cat, "Oh well, I don't love you anymore," that's a heartless thing to do, right? That's a super heartless thing to do. So yeah, I'm really annoyed that she's done that. All right, so I want to talk about this Chloe, Johnny, and there's this guy named Kaner. Kaner?
Kanan?
Kenner? I don't know. Whatever. So apparently, Chloe's best friend in Aruba. I can't remember her name now. It's a really pretty girl.
Yeah, the brunette.
Yeah, she's really, really pretty. It's her best friend in Aruba. She's dating also an Arubian. His name is Keller. I don't know. And apparently, he's best friends with Johnny, and they used to go out every night. They work together, apparently. And the guy cheats or cheated on the girlfriend, her best friend. And she doesn't like the idea that Johnny is friends with this guy because she feels like this guy is a bad influence. Do you believe that that's a real thing? Gina, do you think that people are a bad influence, or do you think that people are actually responsible for their own actions? Because I've always wondered that.
Well, he's old enough to be responsible for his own actions. And remember, Johnny was once cheated on too with his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, he was.
So he knows that pain, right? Like, unless he wants to be a complete D-bag, he knows that pain and what it feels like. I don't know why she's giving, like, her best friend's boyfriend a hard time. The best friend stayed with the boyfriend and obviously forgave and forget. I don't know why you're sticking your nose in where it doesn't belong.
Well, yeah, the girl was totally fine with the situation. I'm not saying she was fine with it, but they moved forward. They're still together.
They moved on from the situation.
And he
clearly
still works.
Chloe hasn't and has to involve herself in the situation.
Well, here's my thing. If you need to spy on your boyfriend, you have to show up to his job while he's at work and park in the bushes and stand in a tree and look at him with some binoculars. I don't think this is the relationship for you.
No, it's like she's going hunting.
I don't have the nerve or time or patience or motivation to have to convince myself that someone loves me or is not cheating on me. You have to, if I don't just know, if I have to prove it for you, then I don't want it. If that's love, I don't want it.
We have to remember the age gap too between Johnny and Chloe as well. Chloe's like,
how old is Johnny?
He's in his 30s.
And how old is Chloe? Like 22?
She's in her early 20s.
Yeah, she's really young. I mean,
because she's young, stupid, and naive.
Well, tonight she wanted to talk about everything that she gave up to be with
Johnny. That was her choice.
Right. She was like, well, he needs to understand that I gave up a good job and a place to live and all this stuff. And I was like, well, he didn't hold you hostage. He didn't kidnap you.
He works for her mom, I'm sure. And it's for a logistics company, if I'm not mistaken. You can easily work from Aruba for your mom.
Well, that's what I was thinking too.
Don't even start with me on that.
Because isn't that like dispatching trucks? Or like creating a schedule? I think it's like creating a schedule for 18-wheelers. That can be done on a computer. I'm pretty sure it's already done on a computer. Doesn't really matter where the computer is. So anyway, the next episode, her mom is coming to Aruba to visit, and the mom is gonna, basically do what an American would do. Say that Johnny's house is not nice, saying that she's upset, with the type of lifestyle that her daughter chose, and then she's gonna cut her off. She's going to stop giving her money, which I think she probably should have did a long time ago. The reason why Chloe acts like a spoiled brat now is because her mom didn't cut her off earlier.
Exactly, because she lives in this with a silver spoon in her mouth.
I think that she would be more appreciative and understanding of life if she was able to experience it without the safety net of her mother's money, right? And I think a lot of people live like that, though. I'm not knocking it. You know, some people live with the safety net of people's money, and they don't have the real worry that real people have in real life, because they know if something doesn't go right, there's going to be somewhere to catch them. Somebody's going to be there with a net to catch them, and that's
It's a
Chloe
plan
Montel.
B.
It must be nice. I never had that. You know, it seems nice to know that if something goes wrong, somebody's gonna be there to help me and bail me out. You know, but her mom is supposedly gonna cut her off in that episode, and I don't know if y'all want the
I think
spoiler.
it's because she wants her mom. She wants her to come back. That's the only way. The only reason why. If I cut her off, she'll come back.
Well, yeah, the only way that she can stay is with her mom's money, because she has no. I don't know if she can work in Aruba, because her and Johnny aren't even talking about marriage at this point. So I don't even think she would be able to work anytime soon. The only way that she could stay, because remember, Johnny said he can't afford hot water. She has to pay for her own hot water. Who's going to pay for that? Her mother. So I think taking away her hot water and taking away her ability to live
her luxuries and what she's accustomed to and used to, she's going to be crawling back to Boston so fast.
She lives like she's on vacation every day. Right? Like, and I get it. If you live in Aruba, it's a beautiful place. It's a vacation. But even, she's not even enjoying it because she's out spying. Right, spying. Well, kind of stalking. You're right. Stalking is the right word. She's stalking Johnny at his job. And I'm not saying that.
Her stalking is a full-time job. She can't have a full-time job and be stalking him at the same time.
Oh, she has no interest in getting a full-time job. And you have to, the fact that she works with her mom, that means that she probably only logs in and works when she feels like it.
Exactly. An hour a day, and it's probably at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
There's no chance that she's logging in at 8 a.m. and clocking out at 5 p.m. There's no chance.
No way.
It's her mom's business. She wakes up around 10 or 11. I
said 1.
She logs in for an hour or two, keys in some coordinates for some truckers, and then logs off and goes out with her friends. That's her life.
Goes to brunch and then goes to the bar. Yeah, we know what these what the 20-year-old life was like.
There's only a matter of time before she realizes that that's the life she prefers. Love. And what's even more confusing for me is, why is Johnny, if Johnny is working his dream job, he's working on the boat, he has access to beautiful women on a daily basis, why would you want to change your life? Just like I question, why would Chloe want to leave her silver spoon life for this? Why would Johnny want to leave what he's doing for her? Like, neither of them.
He already said he's not going to Boston.
No, why would he? He literally is living his best life right now. He makes enough money to support himself. He's happy. He has a car. He has a home. He has access to beautiful, drunk women that he gets to entertain on a daily basis.
He's fine with his lifestyle.
Why would he even?
He's living within his means. He doesn't need the finer things in life.
And he's happy. So I always question that. It's like when two people are happy individually, why do they get together to be unhappy together? That's a really confusing thing for me. Like, if you're happy individually, why would you conjoin your life so you can be miserable together? Kind of like Darcy and Georgie. Y'all are perfectly happy single. You love yourself. You love your life. But put you two together, and it's just this miserable, unhappy life that you create. Why? Why are people attracted to toxicity? I don't understand it. If I'm happy the way I am, I'm not going to change to be unhappy with somebody else. I'm just not.
Yep. Preach it. Yep.
So who else was on? So Dylan and them were on. Pasio was on. We're forgetting somebody, right?
Anthony and Manoon.
Oh, Manoon and Anthony were back because we missed them last week. So they're still in France. So I kind of lost the bet, didn't I? Because I said they would probably be back by now. But she had her baptism for her baby, and that went well. But she decided after the baptism to confront one of her aunts who's been talking shit about her. And I guess she went off.
She doesn't get along with her sister, and
I kind of feel
the sister, the godmother of her baby.
I kind of feel like she hates her family.
She does. She really does.
Yeah, and her family hates her, so I'm really confused at why she's there. Because if you don't like your family, you know, it was smart to move to California. So you could be far, far away from your family. That makes sense. So she's back. She made her sister that she doesn't get along with the godparent, and I guess next week she's gonna. I guess her parents are gonna tell her she needs to fix her attitude next week, or I forget.
She is. Well, they have a reason because she's being so negative about it. This happened like whatever she concocted in her mind, right? And like I've already said it on our last podcast here that Europeans, we just speak our mind. If we're gonna call somebody chunky, we're gonna call you chunky to your face. We're not gonna sugarcoat shit for you. So basically, she's got to move on from that, right? And I think part of the problem is Anthony. He's the problem of this, of everything too, because he can always say, and he's the leading cause to it as well, and not being supportive of her, basically. And that's why she's come up with this, like, things in her mind, basically. Because she knows what her family's like. Nothing's going to change with her family.
See, I actually agree with you. I think you sound like a therapist because I think that everything, all of the problems in her relationship and life stem from Anthony. But I think, like you said, she's projecting them everywhere other than on Anthony. She thinks that her mom is a problem, her sister's a problem. I remember Anthony's sister. Anthony's sister was the problem. She projects all of her anger and animosity towards everyone
towards
except
other
Anthony.
people. Exactly.
Right. Yes.
See, I can be on the last resort as a therapist.
I agree.
An unqualified therapist.
I don't think you have to be qualified on that show.
No, you don't. I wouldn't tell anyone to go cheat on their husband and have an open marriage. That's for freaking sure. But
well, that happened. That
happened. I know it happened, but it wouldn't be coming out of my mouth. But he's trying to learn French while he's there. He had 3 years, like, while he's being the dad, to learn French. He could have learned French in 3 years. You know what, to be honest, I don't like speaking French either, but when I'm in France, c'est la vie. I'm going to speak a little bit of French here and there so I can get by.
It would be very helpful to speak the language of the country you're going to be in. And I know learning another language is hard. I don't like to be like, oh, just do it, because I don't speak more than one language. I know it's very difficult, but if I was going to move to another country, I would give it the old college try. I would really,
if your partner is French, right? Like in this case, in Anthony Manone's case, your partner is French, right? Her background is French. Your in-laws are French. You would kind of learn a thing or two on how to speak it, right? Obviously, because you want to be able to communicate with them. In my opinion, that's what I would do, right? So, because I've been to France and I know how they are, no offense, but they don't like people who just speak English. They actually like people who attempt to speak French, even though it's butchered, but they actually like people who actually can attempt to speak French, or they'll call you a stupid American, basically. And I'm like, I am not American. Yes. If you're just speaking English and you're going with that mind frame of ignorance, they're going to call you a stupid American.
Ouch.
Because I've had that happen to me, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not American, I'm Canadian. And
they called you that?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you remember Pedro's mom? She, that's what she called Americans. I remember Miss Karen, she was like, stupid Americans. Remember, she was yelling, and she's like, she called us stupid Americans with mental problems, and it was like this whole thing. So I can't believe that they called you that. That's crazy. Yeah. So him walking around not knowing any, because you saw him attempting some French tonight.
Yeah, right. And like merchants and restaurant workers, they appreciate when the effort is there. If there's no effort, you're going to get a snooty ass look.
Well, I don't know him, but I'm going to say that he's not going to learn French, just like he's not going to get a job. He's not going to ever support Manon in any way, mentally, financially, emotionally. I don't know why she's so hung up on him. Like, I don't understand it, because she said
it at the dinner table, at the baptism. It's all because of the yammy and the eggplant.
That's a
Did you
weird
not
place
get
to.
that innuendo?
That's a weird place to say that. Are you talking about
Right?
when she was speaking French?
When they're all after the baptism, they all went to dinner, and she's like, they're
Yeah,
talking about
they were speaking French.
sausages, and she's like, I haven't had your sausage in like 2 months.
Oh, she did say that. Yes, she
And
did
then
say
he's
that.
just like, we're
Church.
having a family dinner. Oh, they don't speak English. They won't understand. It's fine. That's what she said.
Well, I think ladies have to raise the bar a little higher. It can't just be being digmatized. They have to actually support you mentally. And it doesn't even have to be like all three. It doesn't have to be mentally, financially, and emotionally. Just one. Just pick one. Best out of three. He got to do something other than that. Otherwise, you're just basically in a relationship with a vibrator, right? Because
Exactly.
they have
But at the
no.
same time, he didn't want to have this Catholic baptism for their son, right? Yes
He
and no,
doesn't
I agree with
believe.
it. If you don't believe in it, but as far as I'm concerned, he doesn't have a choice or a say in it because his opinion is irrelevant because he doesn't work or contribute. All he does is take care of this. All he
Well,
does is take care of it. She pushed it out of her vajayjay, and that's that. Like your say
imagine
is irrelevant.
imagine being an unemployed person who lives in other people's houses for free and don't believe there's a higher power. Like, do you think that you're just lucky in life and that people are just taking care of you for no reason? Like, how can you not believe in any religion
Yeah.
at all? Like, really, you don't think anybody's looking out for you? Because a lot of people have to get a job and take care of themselves. Like, it's
Yeah,
weird
it's
to me
called
that.
Manon taking care of his ass.
So he doesn't believe in religion, but he believes in Manon.
And the
He,
mighty dollar.
yeah, because at this point, because I was like, how do you not have any religious preference? You're like a homeless guy that lives with Manon. Like, you should at least believe in something, because technically you should be living under a bridge. But somebody's looking
Hold
out
on
for you.
1 second. Hold on 1 second.
All right, let me read some of these comments. She was coughing that wine with a straw. She was there for a good time. Yeah, she was definitely a little drunk and she was having a good time. Maybe he's hoping she won't last long and wants to move back to Cali. Yeah, I don't think Manon will last long in France because she hates her family. Like, point blank, she hates her family. She has animosity towards her parents, and she has victim syndrome. Like, she feels like she's a victim. She's like, oh, I'm a failure and my life sucks and no one understands what it's like to be me. And it's like, the only issue you have is that your husband won't help you. The only solution to that is to get rid of your husband. Not like hurt him or anything, like divorce your husband. I should say that differently. Divorce your husband.
Remove
He's
him
the real
from the
problem.
equation.
Right. The equation is you and him. And the only way to fix the equation, to find the common denominator, you have to get rid of him. You have to solve for X. He's X. You solve for X and you'll figure out what the issue is. And I think she started with a strong mojito and kept chugging along. But see, Coco
It's
Puff, that's the
wine.
thing.
Wine is cheaper than mojitos.
She hates her family. The only way that she can be around her family is to get drunk. That's my point. So you move back to France to be around people that you don't like and you think your life is going to improve. Trust me, it's not. Being around
No.
people you do not like is not going to improve your life. So I definitely think the funny part is I was watching her story the other day and she said she canceled her trip back to LA last week because of something going on. So she's still there. And that caught me off guard. I didn't believe, I had no real faith that she would stay there any longer. But she said that she didn't even come back for her girls' trip with her friends in LA because she was having some issues and she is still in France. So, spoiler alert, she's still over there. And also, I think I mentioned this before, Chloe probably is not still over there. We saw stuff that.
No, we've seen like I don't understand with these NDAs. She's posting pictures of her in Boston.
Yeah. So Chloe's
I don't
back.
get it. Make it make sense.
But more people so far have stayed longer than I thought than usual. But, it is what it is. We didn't have time to talk about Seek and Sister Webs tonight because we're running out of time. But we'll come back. sometime this week if you have time, and we'll record a pop culture podcast, and maybe we can talk about Secret Sister Life on that.
Trying to find a Saturday I am free.
Okay, well, Saturday.
Saturday you're not available.
I'll be traveling Saturday.
Maybe tomorrow, depending on how this arm feels.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But hopefully we'll have some time this week, and then I'll be traveling next week. Actually, I'll be traveling a lot over the next couple of months. So
I know, me too.
Yeah, we'll be out of commission. We'll try to record here and there, but we'll be out. We'll be gone doing stuff. So hopefully
I'll be gone come the 13th to the 20th of November.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'll be gone those days too. No. Yes, some of them. Several places.
And then Vegas in January.
Oh, Vegas sounds fun. I need a Vegas trip. All right, guys. So that was it. Okay, so we're on episode 7 of The Other Way. It was 8/17 of Happily Ever After. Next Sunday is the finale. Are you going to see Donnie again, Gina? She can answer that.
No, I am not. This time in January, I'm actually going to see another boy band, which is Backstreet Boys. So I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, I'm not going to see Donnie this time.
Not this time.
But he will be there at the same time because they're both, I don't know how this happened, by the miracle of God, both New Kids on the Block and Backstreet Boys are performing there in January at the same time.
Oh, so maybe you will.
Or maybe it's February. Either way, they're there at the same time, basically.
Oh, okay.
At one point.
All right, guys. We'll be back soon. Thank you to Gina for joining me. Everybody have a good week. And if I don't talk to you guys beforehand, have a great Halloween. Eat lots of candy. Watch something scary.
No candy.
Lots
of
candy.
Eat the candy. Eat it the next day. Buy it the next day so it's on sale. Or steal it from your kids' bags.
Oh, yeah. It'll be 75% off if you wait till November 1st. So she's right. Then eat all of that candy. All right, guys.
Exactly.
All right, we'll talk to y'all soon.
Okay,
everybody
good night,
have a good
guys.
week.
Bye.
Okay, bye.